welcome to Big V TV. Great to have you with us for a Thursday night, and I've been looking forward to this for some time because I've got plenty of friends out at Hume City. They're a wonderful club, the Broncos, and they are celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. Well done to everybody out there. Sit back and relax. Let's find out more about the Hume City Broncos as we head out to visit them on Big V TV.
It was down in the valley just behind where we are. There was outdoor courts. They used to start there, and I think it was Ken Holland was, I think, who they had said who'd started it up, and sort of went from there. And in the I have to get this right, I think it was the early 80s that this stadium was first built. So this has been the home base for pretty much the entire time. So yeah, this two court, the bar room now has been here for quite a long time. So I think it's just been 35 years. That would have made it, I think, yeah, the early 80s. And then late 2000s is when the redevelopment happened. So we've had all the offices in the foyer that you've seen, the two courts upstairs as well. We've had a lot of other venues we've used. So there's the Leisure Centre right across the road, which has got 3 courts. And I don't know if you noticed when you came in the town hall, they were rebuilding. It was across the road. So that used to be where they played a lot of the Seabull games in that time. At the very start it was junior, but very quickly they started with the Seabull program. So I'm looking at some of the photos here that are sort of late 80s and things like that. And played in Seabull until about 1994, I think, there. But yeah, originally just junior basketball club, but yeah, quickly grew. Having the facility here, they were lucky that they had sort of management rights, I guess, of the venue. So did a lot of work from repainting the floors and doing all the maintenance. But they had a bit of freedom to to build the club, and yeah, quickly got into a good spot where they were playing Seabull level and yeah, even ABA some years as well.
We're trying to make that pathway a little bit clearer and easier for everyone. Toddler hoops we just started, then we got Aussie hoops for and then we got after school programs called skill sessions, which we're using Kelly and Lisa to run. And then we're trying to look at something for the older age groups like the 16s and 18s, especially on the girls side, because I think it just happens everywhere. Almost in every sport the girls just seem to drop off. I guess families, they come in and they say, what can we do? Where can my child end up, or where can I end up in regards to volunteering and coaching and stuff as well? So I think that is important for a family to walk into an association and know what the steps are, not just the initial, here's Aussie hoops or here's the junior domestic. There's different pathways. If my kid gets better in A grade, they could try out for rep. And then as years go by, are they just going to give up it when they turn 18? No, there's a senior domestic program, and then there's a senior representative program with the Hume City.
Going through some of the names on the wall, they're names that I think people outside Broadmeadows know, and we've had some really big names here. So Mike Spears, Randy Anderson, Sharon Milner, and that's things that the juniors can look up to, and people have had really good careers and gone on past where we are now. But they've also, all those people have done great things around the club. So a lot of them have done coaching and junior programs here and made themselves more than just Big V players. They really sort of bought into it. I have to get this right. I think it was 2004 where the women's team made the ABA final. So they played for a national championship. I think it was, I have to remember who it was against now. But that was certainly something that they're really proud of. Junior-wise, we had an under-14s team who won the under-14 nationals, club nationals. I think that was the mid-2000s as well. Obviously, the women's program of late has been really, really successful. So we had a couple of three-peat in that time. Obviously, Colleen Planetta, who was 3-time MVP in there as well. So from the senior side, there have been some really big highlights we've had.
Kelly and Lisa, who are our imports, it's also shown them what legacy and what stuff she did leave behind as to how they can fix that gap, because obviously Colleen was Colleen and Katrina and Sharon before that had their roles, So it's just now moving on to find a new group of players who are going to play the same style.
Yeah, there's definitely been times it's been up and down. I think the men's program in comparison to the women's hasn't been as successful as we'd hoped. I think the last championship was 2004, so that's something that seeing all the women's ones up there, the men are really really keen to try and get one of theirs up there as well. So it's always been something where they've never really bottomed out, but just always been in the middle there, and had some good seasons. Leonard Copeland coached for a couple of years and had them really close, and some good reports in Jamal Brown and Jermaine Maybank for a long time, but just never sort of reached the real peak there. But nothing where they've really bottomed out, and I'm sure there's been other things, but I guess like anything, they're probably not often spoken about that are like the successes are. One thing is how the club operates as a whole. So we've got 8 junior clubs who are a really strong part of what we do, and really put back into everything. They promote our junior program, they promote our senior program. Anytime we have something that they're trying to get their players to come in and do that, and they love being here. So we don't have clubs dropping in and out, and they're just going from strength to strength. For example, tonight we've got a club meeting where they'll come in and we sort of share ideas and plan how we're going to grow the association. As well as that, I think that we've got a lot of great people here who put in a lot of time. I'm fortunate enough that this is a job for me, but people like Peter Jackson, Glenn Milner, who have been here since the beginning, and still are in here every couple of days helping out. Peter's hand put up all these photos. He's still putting in time, and people that volunteer in the shop and in the canteen and do all those things. Just since my time here, I've met a lot of people that have been involved for a long time. So not people that help out for 6 months and move on. There's people who've been here for some of them since it started. The canteen ladies are, I think, coming on 25 years, and they love it here and they put in their time. If they're getting paid, it's really not much for what they do. So they're the things that I think makes it such a great club. Plenty of things we're looking to build on. So one thing is our junior rep program. We've just had Cecil Exum come on as our director of coaching in the past, I think it was late last year. So he's putting a lot of time into developing our juniors and putting some programs in place to really boost that. We're fairly successful in juniors, but it's not something that has had a lot of focus on recently. So I think that's going to make a huge difference, just with the skill level of the kids and being able to have them go into the senior teams. So we're lucky that now, especially our youth teams are made up a lot of Broadmeadows junior players. So we want to make sure that we can develop those players that can either go through to the senior teams or higher and further, whether it's off to college or playing in the NBL, WNBL as well. So that's something that I think we're going to see the next 12 to 18 months really pay off, all that work that Cecil's starting to put in. I think here we're probably at the start of looking at some more facilities and development. So in conjunction with the council building some more, we've got sort of the Greenvale area that's starting to really grow. And I think this whole area in general, up towards where Craigieburn is, they've got a huge growth area. So trying to tap into that and make sure that we're engaging everyone around that we can. I think that's probably one of the other big things, and I think in general just trying to bring up the level of professionalism that we've got here. So we're lucky we've just gone to 3 full-time staff, and just expanding on what we do. So not just doing domestic basketball and our Big V, but really starting to do some more things, with the venue, and like I said, building this up a little bit and having some more things go on.
There could be so much building upon our programs. The representative side, we're pushing for more VC sides, and not even VC, but pushing for all our kids to be better. Just opportunities for all different disabilities, races, gender to get involved in basketball. Like, we don't want everyone to be good, we just want everyone to be involved in some point. We've got volunteering, coaches, and I think there's some great things on the horizon, right from juniors with the little Aussie Hoopers right through to the Hume City Broncos in our senior domestic competition.
Well, great to catch up with the Broncos. As I said, celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. They have been a powerhouse of Big V basketball over the years. Plenty of great players, some absolute superstars have come through the stable and represented the Broncos. Now, coming up tomorrow night, back at the desk on Big V TV, we are looking into the biggest games of round 9. Believe it or not, it is the halfway mark of season 2018. We might have a bit of a look at the ladders and how they're shaping up as well. That's coming up tomorrow night, back at the desk on Big V TV, 5:30 p.m. We'll see you then.